z squared minus, how would you rewrite 81?
9 squares?
9 squared. M squared. Gone. So I'm left with 2z minus 9m. And what's its conjugate? 2z plus 9m. And you got it. Number 5. I got to write everything with a square. How would you rewrite 64?
8 squared?
8 squared. X squared. And then how would you rewrite 1?
1 squared?
1 squared. That one usually throws people off. Like, ooh, you can rewrite 1? Yeah, 1 squared is 1.
What made me think about it was like a 0.5 or something.
That's why I put it on there. So again, cross them out. So I'm left with 8x minus 1 and 8x plus 1. So hopefully you're getting the rhythm. With 6, did you get x plus 2x minus 2?
Yes.
Plus 2.
Okay.
What did our guidelines say?
Minus sign.
How to have a minus sign. If it had a plus sign, I didn't say you could do that. If it has a plus sign in the middle,
I take back everything I just
it
said.
cannot be done. It's prime.
It's prime.
It's prime. You can sit there and try to factor it as much as you want. It's not going to work. Because of the plus sign, it has to be a minus. All of these problems are called difference of squares, not sum, difference.
What's that BC?
Because of the plus sign.
Oh, okay. So we have to write all that out, or can we just put?
Oh,
You
I
can
was
just put
wondering if that,
Hmm?
because that's not in the homework. I wondered if we had to write prime because.
I'm just saying it's prime because of the plus sign. So when you guys go home and you're like, why is it prime? It's because of the plus sign.
But when we do our homework, can
You
we
just
just write
put
prime?
There will be one like this on your test, so please do not miss something like that. Remember that you cannot do it with a plus sign. It's only with your minus signs. Okay? All right, so all of those, you're just doing the process once. Let me show you one where you do the process twice. Let's see. Z to the 4th minus 81. Oh, that's different. It's not z to the 2nd, it's z to the 4th. So let me show you how to rewrite it. With the 16, how would you rewrite that as a square?
4 squared?
4 squared. Now watch carefully. The z to the 4th, you're going to write it as parentheses z squared squared.
Oh.
Every single time. Z squared squared. Because I know my rule of exponents, if I just multiply those, I'll get the 4. So it is written with a square. Everything has to have a square. You just got to remember you write it like that.
Minus 9 squared.
Minus 9 squared. Okay.
And now just swoop all the way around.
Now notice this little exponent in here, you don't touch it. You're just annihilating the outside 2's. So this 2, and this 2, they're gone. And what do you see left there? 4
Z
squared minus
9.
4z squared minus 9. And again, it's conjugate. 4z squared plus 9. So that's doing the process one time. You know you're going to have to do it 2 times if it's z to the 4th, just to give you a heads up. That's just how you're going to have to do it when you have to do it twice. Now, look at this piece right here. I can still write all of those with squares. How could you rewrite the 4?
2 squared.
2 squared. Z squared's already done. Minus, how would you rewrite
3 squared.
3 squared. Okay, cross them out. So what are you left with now?
2Z3.
2z minus 3. What's its conjugate?
2z plus 3.
2z plus 3. So I broke this piece down into 2 more pieces. Why can't I break this one down?
Positive.
Because there's a plus sign. I just said here, you can't break it down if it's a plus sign. So this whole thing right here, you just bring it down. You can't do anything with it. So it's going to be 3 pieces to your answer. Those are the only ones that are a little bit lengthier. But you got to do the process twice.
Would it ever,
Which one are we gonna see more of? This
Oh,
one?
you'll definitely see more of these. These, there'll probably only be 1 or 2 little tests.
would it ever be higher than to the fourth? Mm-hmm.
Not in this class.
Okay.
Not in this class. But they do want you to at least see that it can be, but it can be higher later. Mhm.
If it weren't, say it were a 5, will we use,
Couldn't
we
do
can't
it.
do it.
Mm-mm.
Only those that are even.
Even numbers.
squared. Okay.
Let me give you another one just like that, so you can practice. One I gotta think.
What did I say? So we just brought down the 4, 7 squared plus 9.
I don't have a 4-7.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. 4z squared plus 9.
Yeah, because we couldn't factor it because of the plus sign. The only one you could refactor
Okay.
is the subtraction one.
Okay, that makes sense. Kind of.
Let's try 16 x squared. Oh, I'm sorry, x to the 4th. 16 x to the 4th minus 1. 16 x to the 4th minus 1. So how could I rewrite 16?
4
4
squared.
squared. X to the 4th, remember you're going to write x squared, every single time. Minus, how can you rewrite 1? 1 squared. So everything has a square. Then, and what are you left with? 4x squared
Minus 1.
minus 1. And you gotta say, oh, and its conjugate. 4x squared
Plus 1.
plus 1. Now, usually you would be done, but you go, oh, wait, I might have to do this process again because I see a square in there still. So you gotta think, can I write them all with squares again? Yes, I can. Now, if this was a 3, you couldn't go any further. You can't write 3 as a square. So it's just the ones you can write as squares. How could you rewrite the 4?
2.
2 squared.
2 squared. X squared. And again, how do you rewrite 1?
1 squared.
So squares are gone. And you're left with 2x minus 1. But you always have to have its conjugate, which is 2x plus 1. And then this guy, because we didn't do anything with it, you can't because of why again?
The plus.
Because of the plus sign, so it just comes down next to the other 2.
Question, is it a big deal when working these problems when I know I'm at the squared part to not even write the squares?
That's just for people who need it.
I'm so lost now. Oh,
Which
God.
part did you not like? Did you get to here?
Yeah.
Writing them as squares,
Yep.
crossing them out.
Yes.
Okay, so just ignore this. Pretend that's not even there. That's not in the problem anymore. Then treat this as just it's a normal little problem again. I'm writing that as a square. That's already written as a square. I'm writing that as a square. Cross your squares out. And don't you agree that you're left with 2x minus 1, which is there? Then it's conjugate, which is 2x plus 1.
Right.
But then you can't forget about the problem you're covering up. But you say, oh, I can't factor that because of the plus sign, so I just have to bring it down on the same level. Is all.
Wait. Oops.
Because of the original note that she
No,
said
it's
in the
way I'm
beginning.
writing it. Okay, let me do this again, 'cause it didn't-
I'll try a couple more. Ooh, this one's good. If you want to write it down on your paper before I turn the paper over. It says 5w squared minus 45.
Is this problem number 9?
Yep.
5.
5w squared minus 45.